Yat eto ya sheya bi petrodin ishle ishin bashichin trabain de shiche do tedish gijin dashanale ado teko hasanede ade eya nasha. And my name is Theresa Hatathlie, and I come from Coal Mine Mesa, and I represent Legislative District 7. It was like sipping water from a fire hose. And that's probably the one thing that comes close to what I experienced from the first day, because I came in and then I was told, these are all your bills, you know, and this is the process, this is the procedure. And I had a little blue book, and I'm like, there's no orientation, but I tried my very best to be observant and then to take notes to make sure that this is the process, this is a procedure, and making sure I have all of that documented so that I had a script for myself every day. But yeah, it was a huge surprise. And then, but overall, I think I enjoy that challenge. I didn't pray for it. I just thought, you know, the Almighty willing, I'll see where this takes me. And it's been a whirlwind activity. In less than 5 days, suddenly I'm a senator. So it was, it was very surprising. Every day, all the time, it's about my spirituality. That's the one thing that guides me in everything that I do. And that's one. And then second is my family, my children, my husband, my siblings, and my close network of relatives that I have. And then of course I have my mentors also, my leadership mentors from back home, and they're all family to me. And then 3 is just always having that connection to come back and recenter myself with what my parents have taught me, and just being versatile in the sense that they always told me that don't ever think that you are alone. And then don't ever think that you answer to negativity, and then don't take things personally, and then don't be so quickly angered. Those are some of the teachings that they have provided to me, and to always have that intrinsic motivation to improve my own situation. So never to have idle hands is the one teaching that they always taught me. So I do a lot of sewing at home. Like this shirt that I have, I made this shirt. And then also I do beading, and then I also weave. I weave Navajo rugs, like this rug right here, I wove that. And so those are the third things overall. Teachings from my parents. And then number 4 is, I guess I could, at this point in my life, I could just, you know, sit at home and do all of those things and be happy. But my work of advocating for not just my community, but to give people a voice, and not always so much from a helping standpoint, but to provide them those tools and resources so that they can help themselves. And I think that's so important, especially when today we talk about nation building concepts, and we're constantly looking for resources. And so just being very strategic and creative on how we can continue to foster some of these relationships and collaborations so that we can be successful. And for for our nation to be prosperous, I think that that's where we need to help our people to help themselves. And I think that's a very important concept. And to never have them forget their identity. For me, I'm always told, that you have to honor leadership at every capacity. One doesn't always have to respect the person that's in office, but you respect that office because, it's there for a purpose. And so, like on the Senate floor, I don't know very many people in there, but I always honor the president of the Senate. And so that's how I address her. So when I say Shanat Ani or Shanat Ah in our language, that's a very respectful and humble way of addressing a leader, because they didn't just end up there on their own accord. They were there because of their experience and their education. And it takes blood, sweat, and tears to be there, So, I think that's, and every day I always am honored and privileged to be in this capacity, and then to be amongst individuals who are distinguished. And not for the privilege or the prestige of it, but to know that we are all advocators. For example, we have the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Peoples cause that my colleague Senator Steele has initiated many bills on that. And so I think that there is a very important issue. It's not just Indigenous people, it's people all across the board. And the difference that I see is in a non-tribal setting, like here in Phoenix, you have a missing persons unit, and then you have a medical examiner. Back on many of these reservations, they don't have that. They don't have a missing persons unit, and then they don't have a medical examiner. They don't have labs where people can be identified through DNA. And out here, there's a priority, but this is secondary. So they end up, some of these families have to wait 6 months, 9 months, a whole year for people to give them answers. And so just that process, that right there is one of the issues that I have worked on with the missing and murdered Diné relatives, that's specific to our Navajo Nation. As a senator, I most likely through my assistant Dante Mitchell, through email, of course, all of that is public information now. I would really be interested in the various communities that I represent to reach out to me, and so that I want to be invited. I was talking to my assistant earlier this week about some strategies of how I can communicate with my constituents. Like, for example, and this is only for a few months, right? And so that's the challenge. If I was here 2 years, then it'd be a different ball game. But now I'm just trying to look at it from a bigger perspective. And then I look at the county alliances, the Association of County Supervisors, and then I know there's mayors' councils within different areas. So I'm very interested to know who they are and to see what their issues. And I've been doing quite a bit of research also on these issues that are out there.